Hello, I'm Davina Ketson. I'm an intuitive holistic therapist who specialises in emotional health and freedom. I am recording this today after seeing several posts in various areas where I am active on social media discussing the idea or the worry of imposter syndrome. This is something that it comes up a lot for business owners. So as a business owner, I'm in various networking groups and business management groups and entrepreneur circles. And this has come up, it's January, and this has come up, it would seem, a lot now at this time of year for people who are maybe jumping into a new business, who are creating something new for themselves with the start of the year. Also, it's 2021, so there's other things going on where people have decided that they're not carrying on in one area of employment and moving into something new. And this, I've seen so many posts. We're partway through the first week of January, and I've seen so many posts just this week of this year about this imposter syndrome. And this might not be something that you've come across if you don't run a business, although it can affect you in other areas of your life. It might affect you if you are working and you get offered a promotion. It can affect you if you are in any way asked to speak in any way, in any capacity, maybe as a parent teacher association meeting or anything like that. You'd be this imposter syndrome. So I just want to go over what we mean when we talk about imposter syndrome. And this is this idea that we are not deserving of maybe achieving things or being successful, this idea that we aren't good enough, this idea that we're making it up, our ability to grow, develop, be promoted, create our own business. And when we see things happening for us and we begin to make progress in it, we can suddenly think, oh, I'm not good enough to do that. And it can happen in whole areas of our life. I think it probably can also happen if you are looking for a relationship and you suddenly find somebody, and then you can maybe think, oh, I'm not good enough to be in this relationship, or I'm not good enough to be have a successful relationship. So I wanted to do some EFT around this. So EFT, tapping, emotional freedom technique, that's what I specialize in doing as an energy healing practice. And I wanted to do some tapping to clear the emotions that come up around this. And I thought, well, I've experienced it. I've used EFT. This is what I've been sharing when I've seen these posts, is that this is what I use personally when I have any of these feelings arise. And EFT can help to alleviate them. Can help to realise that yeah, they're totally made up ideas that come from past stories. Usually it can be that we've maybe been close to having achievements at school. Maybe we've had rivalries within families where one sibling does better than another, and it might not even be that the parents create the comparison. We can create the comparison within ourselves if we have a brother or a sister who we feel is better at something than we are. My own just family thing with this, not quite imposter syndrome, but this comparisonitis that can come up, was that I'm the younger child of a family. There's a big age gap between myself and my sisters, and they were really artistic, really creative, and I felt like I was rubbish. I was like a 5-6-year-old child, and they were in their teens. And let me just do the maths: early 20s, teens and early 20s. And so of course they were better than me, because I was a little kid. And so it's not quite the same, but these are the little things, that events that can happen in our younger life that then create this imposter syndrome later on. This idea that, oh, well, I wasn't very good at that when I was a kid, therefore I can't be very good at that now. And then we don't own our abilities as adults to be the things that we're striving to be that an artist, be that a business owner creating a business venture, selling products, selling services. And this is where I've experienced some of these feelings myself, is with switching from, I ran a product-based business for 7 years, switching to this service-based business, offering my abilities and my skills as a holistic therapist, as a healer to people, when I'm like, I don't have a clue what that means, I don't know what that is, I don't think I'm good enough to achieve doing that. And this can affect us in very varying degrees. It can make us feel like we can't earn money doing the things that we love. It can affect us, make us feel like we can't sell the things that we are trying to sell. And these are the different aspects of how this can show up for us. So we're going to do some EFT tapping around this, releasing these feelings that contribute to imposter syndrome. If you've never come across EFT before, or if you're a little bit unsure about why it works or how it works, then there's a video on my YouTube channel, What is EFT, and I think a couple of other videos around emotional health, and why emotional health is impactful on like our mind, our mental health and our physical health and all sorts of things. So I'm going to just do a real, because I'm recording this just for my YouTube channel, I'm going to just, it's going to be quite quick, quite a brief video, just to demonstrate how EFT can be used for it, and hopefully it will help someone out to relieve some of this anxiety around not being good enough. So just very quickly, we will start by feeling into how we feel right now about the imposter syndrome specifically, and we start by tapping here. Just going to demonstrate the points in case you've not used EFT before or you're a bit unfamiliar with the points. So we always start here with this point, and then we use the eyebrow, the side of the eye, under the eye, under the nose, the chin, the collarbone, and you can use either side or both sides. I often use just one hand and tap on the collarbone, but you can use either of any of these at the point, that are both sides. Under your arm, about a couple of inches under your arm, directly under your arm, and then the wrist, you can again use both, either or both together, and then the top of the head to finish off. We're just tapping the energy through the meridian channels of the body, which is where emotion can get stuck and then have an impact on us physically. More on that in the What is EFT video. So we will jump in. So the first thing that I want you to do is just close your eyes and take a deep breath, and just think about how you feel about the situation that's bringing up these feelings of I'm not good enough to do this thing. And just so close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and just sink yourself into your seat where you're sat, and just think about how you feel right now about this situation that you're exploring that's bringing up these feelings of not being good enough. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel once you just sit quietly for a moment and think about it? How do you feel? 10 being it's really intense, you know you're not good enough. In fact, you don't think you should carry on doing the thing that you're trying to do because you're not good, definitely not good enough for it. You're totally making all of this shit up that you can be successful in whatever it is that you want to be. And 1 is actually you are confident that you can just work on and work through what it is that you're wanting to do. So yeah, how do you feel on this scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being like I don't even think I should carry on doing the thing that I want to do, and 1 being actually yeah, I know I can do it, and I've conquered these things before and I can do it. If you are at a 1, carry on and do the tapping, because if you are at a 1, what it may do is bring up little niggling feelings that could be affecting you, that brought you here in the first place, and release them, and then you truly are down to the one. Most likely it's somewhere in the higher range, otherwise you wouldn't be here. And then we'll tap on that. So just again, close your eyes and feel into how you feel about this idea of stepping out and doing something in the big, wide, scary world. And is there anywhere in your body that you feel contract? So take a deep breath in. And is there anywhere when you do that where you feel heavy, where you might feel pain, you might feel a little twinge of some sort, you might feel an anxiety churning in your stomach, anything like that? So where in your body do you feel this when you think about this imposter syndrome situation? And is there an emotion that comes up with it? Any range of emotions that come up connected to it? I'm going to use some emotions that often come up, that often are mentioned. I'm going to use body parts that might just come dropping into me as I'm doing the EFT, and the number, I'm going to use quite a high number. Use whatever's come up for you. You might want to write it down, you might want to make a note of it, just for a reference as I'm saying it. It doesn't matter if you say what I say, even if it's a different body part or a different number or emotion. It still works because you're still tapping the energy through and around your own body. So it still works that way, because you're still focusing on your own situation, and using, even if you're not using quite the same words as you've just written down or that's just come to you, you can just use exactly and do exactly what I say. I'm not likely to mention the points before I tap on them, because once I start channeling through the tapping, the words and the things that I'm picking up on around the tapping, I don't often remember to say the tapping points. It changes my flow. So I will dive straight in. So we just start tapping here and getting all of those things that we've just talked about, or that we've just made a note of together. So we shall start. Even though I have all of this fear that I'm not good enough to do this thing that I want to do, I don't feel like I can achieve it. I feel like such a fake. I feel terrified. And I can feel it in my chest. This number 8, that I'm just not good enough to do this thing that I've decided and started to plan to do. And this imposter syndrome is really, really triggering me. And I know that I'm not good enough. But right now, in this moment, I choose to accept where I am and know that I'm safe. Even though I have all of this anxiety, these feelings of fear that I cannot do and achieve the things that I've said that I want to set out and do. This imposter syndrome has really come up. It's causing me to feel tightness and pain in my chest. And I'm not sure what I can do. I'm not sure what I can do. But right now, in this moment, I know that I'm safe, and I choose to accept where I am. Even though these feelings of imposter syndrome that have arisen for me today, that make me feel like I'm a complete and utter failure, that I cannot do the things that I've set out to do. I cannot achieve the things that I want to do. These have come up for me today. I can feel them. I can feel them in my body, sitting in my chest, sitting in my head. I cannot do these things that I've set out to do. And so I should just give up. I should just give up. It's not worth me making the effort, because I'm not good enough. And that is how I feel. And I choose to acknowledge how I feel in this moment and know that I'm safe and accept where I am right now. I'm feeling so scared, feeling so afraid. I know I'm not good enough. I know I'm not good enough. I know I cannot achieve the things that I want to do. These are the feelings that are coming up today. I cannot do it. I'm such a fake. I'm such a fake. I'm such an imposter. I'm such an imposter. And these are the feelings that are coming up today. I'm not really who I'm saying I am. So I can't be successful in doing the things I want to do. I just cannot do it. I just cannot succeed now. And the pain in my chest, I can feel it intensely. The tightness and the stuck feeling. I just cannot do it. I've failed at things in the past. I mean, that's why I know I can't do this. Sometimes I feel like I've never succeeded. Although I kind of know I have to. I've not got to this point in my life and not succeeded at anything. I have succeeded at things. But I can't succeed at this. This is too big. This is too big. I've taken on too much. So I guess I feel a little overwhelmed too. But the ideas were mine. The initial feeling that I wanted to do this extra thing was mine. Or I displayed something that made someone else think that I could do what I've been asked. I feel so anxious about doing it. And that's brought up all these feelings that I just cannot manage to do and be that which I kind of set out on this path to be. So you can stop there and take a moment, take a deep breath. Now that you've acknowledged all of those feelings and all of those thoughts, and just take a moment to feel into how that feels now. That number may have gone up. It also may have gone down already a little bit. We do EFT to explore our feelings and our emotions fully and deeply and completely. Because often we can just try and bury them and try and make them go away by like layering other things on top of it. But we don't, that doesn't work. That just covers them up and they're still there. So EFT helps to give them a voice. That's why it doesn't, like, it might seem like, oh God, I don't want to admit those things. I don't want to, like, we're often told about not the law of attraction and things like that. People come across EFT, think that it goes against the law of attraction because we don't want to say things that we don't want to attract. But often when we're doing that, we're actually focusing our energy on the thing that we don't want to attract. So this actually gives it a voice, and then it's out, and then we can shift into something that feels better. So just take a moment to feel how that's feeling now. Is that number shifted up or down? Hopefully down, but if it's gone up to, we'll hopefully shift it down in the next round. And has that feeling that maybe contraction, constriction anywhere in your body, any pain or anything, has it shifted, has it moved? And is there any different emotions coming up? Overwhelmed was what came through as I was doing that tapping there. Then any other emotions that have come through? Make any notes that you need to, so that you can remember where you're up to. And we'll just jump in with another couple of rounds. I feel so overwhelmed. I feel so overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed at the idea that I could even imagine that I could think I could do this. Like, I thought I could actually be good enough to step up and do this different thing in my life. I'm feeling so overwhelmed. I just don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. I'm feeling a little bit stressed trying to do this thing. But some part of me, some part inside, wanted to do this thing. I mean, it was an idea that I had in my head. Or I won't be here thinking that I can't do it. So is it possible to just see that the stories that I've told myself around not being able to achieve it could be just some part of me trying to keep me safe? It's just some part of me trying to make sure I don't get hurt. But I don't have to get hurt. I don't have to find it a struggle. Because whatever it is that makes me think that I'm not good enough, that's something from my past. And I'm not that person now. And I had the idea. And it felt right for a moment. And then I got overwhelmed. I'm scared I couldn't do it. Are those feelings really mine? Are those ideas really mine? Or do they come from somewhere else? I mean, from words that have been said to me. Or from other people's experiences that I've taken on myself. Maybe I can start small, in a smaller way. Maybe I'm a little overwhelmed by the bigger picture. Maybe I'm a little overwhelmed by the bigger picture of how this all looks when it's done and dusted. Maybe I can make my ideas more manageable, more bite-sized, so they're not so overwhelming. If I can do that, and then focus on the little step, my next step, the doable step, that one I can do. And then the next step. Because it's those little individual steps that take me to that big scary place that I was scared of. Maybe if I was good enough to have the idea, good enough to be asked to do the thing, good enough to be inspired by the idea and the suggestion that's aroused these feelings of imposter syndrome. If I could have those ideas, maybe actually some part of me knows that I could succeed. Maybe some part of me is actually telling me that I am good enough. Could I maybe listen to that voice? Another one telling me that I'm an imposter. But I actually can do it. It's not so scary now. It's not so scary now. I can feel lighter in my chest. And I can breathe again. And I can see that some little part of me is guiding me. And I can follow that little part of me. And leave the imposter. Leave the imposter aside. Little ways that I can find to start making the steps to achieve that thing that I want to achieve. So just take a deep breath, feel into how you feel, how that's feeling, how that's sitting for you now. I mentioned earlier that it helps if you're specific, so you use your number and body parts and whatever, but also some of the words there, if you wanted to drop in your specific situation, I'm building a business, I've got a promotion coming up, I'm going out on a new date, any of those things specifically that would fit in any words and that would fit in anywhere, then drop them into. If you've got any questions on this, then you can drop them in the comments, or you can reach out to me. My let's have a chat book appointment, let's have a chat link will be down in the description, so you can book a chat and I can maybe go over some more specific words that you can use for the tapping, or just ask below. And if you want to book a full EFT session that will explore this a little bit further and a little bit more deeply, and then get your own specifically specified recorded video, then you can do that too. So let me know if this helps, how you feel after doing it, and if there's any other tapping videos that you'd like to see me jump in and do, then by all means give me a shout. Thank you for watching, and you can subscribe to my channel if you'd like to, and I will be here dropping in a few more videos during this year. So thanks again for watching. Bye.